Well, it was disappointing not to, in the end, get the win, but it's hard to be greedy when we were 2 goals down. Very proud of this group. Looking in their eyes at halftime, down 3-1, and getting them turned around mentally to believe they could win that game, and making a few adjustments tactically, and they did it. And a lot of times, you'll in theory have all the answers of how you're going to do it, but in the end, to come back from 2 goals down, it's not easy. This team continues to impress me, mostly with their determination and mentality. They have this refuse to lose attitude, and that's very pleasing to me. Obviously, we looked a little bit nervy in the first part of the game. Some of that would be expected. Some of it might have had to do with Mikel. He made a couple mistakes. He knows it. Probably mistakes he's rarely made, but some of it might have had to do with the fact that he 2 days ago was in Paris, and he flies in. We plug him in 2 days, and in the end, he's still getting his legs underneath him. But he was tremendous in the second half and made up for it. And listen, those are mistakes that we can't make. And yet I know that they won't happen again. So we're still going through a little bit of some growing pains and evolving into the team we want to be. But that second half, we were tremendous. And for us to come back 2 goals down and get a point, again, disappointed we couldn't get the win because we had chances to do it. But we'll take it, and we'll get back to work on tomorrow. And we'll get ready for Montreal. Looking forward to that game. And I know this group has 3 points in mind there.
Can you share, what did you tell them at halftime?
Well, the first thing I told them is you can't do anything about the mistakes. You got to put that behind them. And when I first walked in, they seemed to, certainly a bit down and disappointed. No one expected the game to be where it was, 3-1 at halftime. But we needed to put it behind us. We needed to focus on what we're going to do to pull the goals back and to get a result. And mentally they did that. And then we certainly made a few changes tactically, just in terms of how we're playing. And I thought the guys that went in the game as well gave us a lift. So it was a team effort. Again, it doesn't happen very often down 2 goals to come back, but this group continues to show that they have the mental toughness in responding to adversity. It's the 3rd game in a row where we've played from behind and have come back. We need to certainly correct that. We can't always be playing from behind, but at the same time we're responding when it does happen.
Coach, the ball did not spend a lot of time in front of Donovan in that second half. Was that an adjustment, or was it your style working? Was it the execution?
It was us dominating the game. That's what it was. Obviously we needed to push. We needed to score 2 goals, and they stopped thinking and just played. And they played aggressive. And really at the end of the first half as well, they did that. It was just the first 15, 20 minutes or so where it was a bit shaky and tentative, and again, a big part of that is we got a new group. We got a new group, and the back line is gaining some chemistry, and I thought on the ball they were not patient and circulating it as quick as they should have, and I thought the movement of Red Bull's front 4 players gave them a bit of problems, and but in the end they had 9 shots the whole game. We had 21, and so I think it shows that we were the aggressive team. But in the end we can't make those mistakes if we want to continue to have success. 2 of the goals we basically gave them. It wasn't anything they did to earn them. We gave them to them. And if you give up goals, you'd rather it be in a way where they do something to break you down. But we basically handed them 2 goals on a platter, and that's ultimately what cost us 3 points. But I'm pleased with the way the group responded to get a point.
Caleb, you talked about the adjustments you made at halftime tactically. What exactly did you do, and how did you get Darlington freed up? Because it certainly seemed like he was a different player in the second half.
Yeah, well, part of it is just telling Darlington he needs to play, instead of a midfielder, he needs to play more like a striker and really get at, their right back and go at him. We knew that was perhaps a matchup we could win. And, you know, the light bulb went on, you know, and sometimes with Darlington, you gotta give them a kick in the ass, you know, and in a positive way, you know, pump them up. And, you know, I had a few words with him, and you know, he was a handful in that second half. You know, I thought he was a big part of us turning the game around.
Talk about Larry's play all game long, and it's great.
He's tremendous. He is worth every penny. I mean, he is a tremendous player. He's gifted. You know, he's capable of pulling a rabbit out of the hat at any given moment. Very clever in tight spaces, and he can unlock teams. You know, he's going to be a handful this year as well.
Coach, can you take us through the exact tactical changes that you implemented at halftime, what you told your team to change what you were doing?
Yeah, well, we needed to be more patient in circulating the ball. In the first half, we tried to go a little bit more direct for whatever reason. That's not obviously our style. I think part of that was, again, nerves. And so we changed some spacing and rotation through the middle so that we could circulate the ball, which allowed us to now get control of the game and get in the front half. And that's where we're best. We're best when we get on the front foot in the front half, and we lock teams in with possession and pressure, and that's exactly what we did. So it was some little rotation and spacing issues through the center of our midfield. You know, and again, a part of it was just getting the front four players to be a little bit more aggressive, driving at the back four of the Red Bull.
You guys are coming off an emotional win. Obviously, you have Seattle in 2 weeks. How confident are you?
We didn't win.
Of
It
no,
felt like
emotional
it
draw.
felt like it didn't.
How confident are you that this team isn't going to look past Montreal to Seattle?
We're not gonna look past any team. This is the professional ranks. You don't look past teams. Every team is a good team. You know, to think we're gonna look past a team is ludicrous.
The crowd obviously helped you in the second half. The first half, did that affect, you know, one of those goals of communication then at all? The loudness?
No, I don't think so. You know, I think again, you know, Mikel made a couple mistakes, and you know, in the back, you make mistakes. And New York, we knew they would punish us if we did. You know, it won't happen again. And again, I love the way he responded in that second half. And you know, at the end of the game, we had a nice little chat, and you know, he's going to be a very good player for us. You saw what he's capable of doing in that second half.
Coach, is your defense good enough right now to get you 3 points on a consistent basis?
Yes. Yes.
I'm from Montreal. I saw
I'm
Donovan
Stuart
Ricketts
Potter.
do stuff like that in the past. Is his job solid in Portland, or you have another option?
Say that again?
You have another options for goaltenders, or Ricketts is your guy to go?
Ricketts is our guy. He's a very good goalkeeper. So, again, you guys look at goals to go in, and you think it's the goalkeeper's fault. That's ridiculous.
Coach, how much do you think it helped, in a weird way, New York maybe taking their foot off the gas after going up a couple goals?
But I think it was more we made them take their foot off the gas because we ran it down their throats in the second half.
Last one for Caleb.
Caleb, you have a younger team, and then especially in midfield. I mean, the young legs, was that one area where you really thought you could get at them and just kind of exhaust them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a big part of the way we play is we overload our numbers, and that allows us to keep the ball, and we work on every single day, our movement, rotation, ball circulation. That allows us to control games, and again, get in the front half. When we get in the front half, we're lethal, you know, and the team that we're playing has no choice but to drop off, and they drop off. Now we've got them, and we can lock them in, and you know, we never really settled into that cycle of soccer in the first 15, 20 minutes. It was way too open and back and forth, and I thought in some ways we let New York come at us, and because they obviously want to do the same thing. You know, they're a possession team, they want to play, and in the end, I think the stats were, you know, we had 63% possession, and I think it shows again that we controlled the majority of the game, other than the first 20 minutes, which obviously was pretty back and forth, and they hit us on in a couple moments. You know, we made a few mistakes, and that's why we got behind.
Thanks, everyone. Locker room